Imagine a place where history, flavors, colors, and traditions comes together to form a unique identity. That place is Merida. To be honest with you, as a Mexican, never ever in my mind kept that experience to live here in this city. But you know, the life isn't random. Sometimes it's a mystery. But right now, I live in here and I understand something. Why foreigners, who they call that foreigners countries and local national people comes here in Merida and they spend their time in this beautiful city. Merida have approximately 1 million population. This is a very important date in this nowadays because that means that economic is growing. Of course, those contexts bring developer real estate and developer companies, industries, starting raise the economic resources in this city. But the most important in this beautiful city is because have a lot history. The word Maya, the most interesting traditions, ceremonies, behaviors, cultures, habits, who nowadays local people in this city apply. For example, in Mérida is very common hear people who they speak Maya. Is completely interesting than different to others states here in my country, who is very weird listen someone who speak in traditional language. In Yucatán, in Mérida, who is the capital from Yucatán state, you are able to hear people speaking Maya. And this is fantastic. This is curious because wake up inside you that sensation to know more about the city. In this video, I'm gonna share with you certain points who as a Mexican who living here in this city is the most remarkable. Number 1. Weather and climate. Merida is completely tropical. Depend on what season you come here, you need to test your level in the temperature because Merida is hot and is humidity. For example, between May and August or September is extremely hot, extremely humidity. But September, November, December and are raining days, raining season here in Merida. The hot is more or less, but it's very interesting in this city because never ever change that tropical context. Of course, in winter you are able to feel maybe the minimal you are used to living in cold place, but in Merida in winter is enjoyable place because in those days you are able to discover the city. You don't tolerate extremely temperatures, okay? But Merida is interesting in those climate because you love the warm weather, if you love tropical weather, if you love have that alternative to enjoy your life in tropical cities, Merida will be for you because have this weather, have this temperature. My recommendation for you to overcome those extremely weather is hydration and ventilation. Drink a lot of water, bring your umbrella, never ever forget bring your bottled water in any place where you go because they will become your best friends in this city. Second, lifestyle and safety. Merida have a lot entertainment for you because, for example, Merida remarkate in traditional buildings or modern buildings. For example, you are able to enjoy your time or your day in museum, in cozy restaurants, in street food, in live performance ceremonies night, because the Merida government make certain activities for local people, foreigners people, depend on the month. Yes, the Merida government always try to show you the culture. Number 3, where to live. This is a very interesting point because as a Mexican, depend what is your financial solvency, you can stay or you could stay. For example, if you want to spend your time in modern buildings, for example, 3 or 4 bedrooms and pool and biggest hall, the northern from Merida will be the perfect place for you. If you love spend your time with local people, know what happens in the downtown in Merida, maybe the centro will be time for you. Those places honestly have between advantages and disadvantages. For example, in the centro, I told you, the Merida government trying to make different activities for local people, for their patriotic Meridas, patriotic Yucatán people, and foreigners people too. Merida government love do it. In the center would be completely noise for you, but in the northern change the context because you are far or you are away at the central, but you have close or near certain supermarket, plazas, and between another remarkable spot where are fancy place in the northern. Yes, change completely the context. But I told you, depend your financial solvency, depend where you are able to spend your time in this beautiful city. Number 4, market and shopping. Merida is interesting in these points because give you varieties of supermarket. For example, Costco, Walmart, Super Aquí, Chedraui, Bodega Horrera, local market who normally in different neighborhood, for example, Cholul, Concal, Copchen, they have their own local market or neighborhood market. Yes, who is more cheap. You are able to see varieties of products, vegetables, meat, a lot of products. Honestly, it's more easy for you, and you desires to understand how is the behavior about the local people. Those neighborhood market would be completely interesting for you. But Merida have varieties of supermarket for you. You are able to shopping in any plaza because Merida have fancy plazas, fancy place that you and your family will spend their time, enjoy, or getting beautiful experience. Number 5, healthcare. One of the biggest, strongest point here in Merida is about the healthcare system. Merida have excellent hospital and public hospital like INS or ISTE, or maybe private hospital like Superstar or El Faro, who is very interesting because doctors speak English. It's more easy for you healing any circumstance about your life. And Merida remarked about that healthcare system. However, I understand why foreigners love to spend their time here because in those hospital, private hospital, and have that confidence to speak with a doctor who is speaking English and who they give them accurate information about health life is a remarkable point for any foreigners people. Number 6, getting around. I love this part because I have that opportunity to live in different parts of my country. And well, normally it is very understandable. In capital cities, they have modern public transport. But Merida not only have public transport. Merida have novelty public transport because the famous line Banibem is the most interesting public transport for Meridian people because in those public transport you have air conditions, you are able to trip around the city in the northern, central, or maybe south of Merida. You are able to move in this public transport. Merida have, of course, old public transport, but my recommendation for you, if you want to not suffer on your way, Baniben is the most novelty public transport for you. In addition, Merida have that private drivers, Uber, Didi, between another private companies who give you that service. However, if you don't love spend your time in public transport, you have that modern private transport, but you don't have that limit to know or meet the city. Number 7, culture and fun. When it comes to fun, Merida never sleeps. The city is unpacked with free culture, events, traditional dance, art shows, and concerts. I told you, Merida government trying to give you a lot entertainment because Merida government have that mission, show the tradition about this beautiful city. If you decided to know more what happens in Merida, I recommend you follow the official social media about Merida because believe me, nowadays in the next month, October, comes interesting events here in Merida about Day of the Dead, and you don't missing those interesting experience because Merida have that remarkable point, surprise you with their traditional ceremonies, events, shows between another activities. But the point is this: is Merida worth considering? My answer is absolutely. It's modern, yet traditional, peaceful. It will have a lot history and opportunity. Whether you're looking to visit or even relocate, Merida offers something special for everyone. Merida is beautiful, interesting, and I say you as a Mexican. Not because I'm trying to sell you a city. I share this opinion because Mexican people know when any place have remarkable points or where Mexican people feel safety, and this place have it, and safety moment for your family, for yourself, for anyone. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and remember, check out my last video, because in my last video I share with you how to get Mexican citizenship in 2025. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Hasta luego.